Alrighty, let's get up here closer here. You'll notice on that shot, I was up like there's some old does standing over there, and I came up and made sort of a realistic hunting shot. And so what I want to talk about today in this really hot weather, 30th of July, is it never fails. Come on. My girl has to come see me. Take you and your gnats somewhere else for a minute. But anyway, I talk about the swing draw hill style method of shooting a lot, and I referred a lot of people to, I refer y'all to watch John Schultz hitting them like Howard Hill, that video. And he comes from the bottom and comes up and shoots, and he tells you that that's the basic hill form. And so if you just look at the shot I just made, there was none of that in it hardly, except for probably the straight back part at the end. But the reason I refer people to that swing draw is to build your basic form. But when you get into hunting situations here in South Georgia on deer, you're going to be eating a lot of soup and fried chicken if you shoot like that, because the deer is going to catch you moving. So I'm out here practicing realistic hunting shots. And the flow of a shot, if you practice in your yard, you're coming up, the flow of your shot, everything's good. But you need to practice broken flow, I guess you should say. You come up, there's a doe that she's looking, her head moves, come on back up, turns her head, blam, we shot her. You got to practice that kind of shooting. The swing draw coming up from the bottom is a good way to get everything working for you, to build a good shooting form. But you're not going to be able to shoot like that on animals here in the South. You're just going to get busted. Very rare. On pigs, maybe walking, when you might can get away from that, but if you do, it'll be because you're moving very slow. You need to really practice of coming up with your arm. This is not target style. This is a modified swing draw. I've cut all this part out, and I come up to here and come back and shoot. And it may not have anything to do with hill style, I don't know, but my basics of the shot came up from here. I just cut all this part out of it. And because in the hunting situation here in South Georgia, I can't afford that kind of movement. But the alignment that the swing draw builds is really good basic form to learn. And then you get out practicing like you're on a deer there, you can't move like that. You got to, but the key to me shooting this way is, that works for me, and that was a dead deer I just shot right there. I mean, had it been real life, and I'm 20 yards. I missed the little spot I'm shooting at by about this much. And so, but the key to it is being below my target. And what I mean by being below my target, I'm not coming up over him or drawing on him and then trying to come back. I'm below the swing draw part of it. I'm below the target, and then when it gets up to about anchor, I'm on, and I come straight back and shoot. And if you're a gap shooter, the way that would work for you is you come up, you hit your point on your gap, and then come straight back and do your shot. So when I recommend the hill style method of shooting, I'm basically talking about the basic form that you learn from that. But in the woods here in South Georgia hunting deer, it's rare that you're going to be able to have all that movement. You see how that works? It comes up, then comes straight back. That's basic form. That's what you want. But in reality, in the hunting woods, you've got to really practice. After you get that basic form down, you need to practice doing all that except start from about right here and come up just that little bit, right? That's why I tell people about the hill style shooting that I use is modified. But the entire part of it is a good way to learn your form, alignment, and all that. But you got to practice. That last little bit is what matters. That last little bit is what matters. And you need to practice broken flow. You can't like come up, everything's smooth. You got deer walking up, she's looking. You can't go back down because she's looking. You got to be there. That head moves a little bit, you come on up. You have to practice that. I'm a hunter. I care nothing about targets. So I hope this helps. I feel like a buddy of mine, we were talking, and Jim, and we were, maybe some people misunderstood what I'm saying. You don't want to go to the deer woods shooting out of your tree stand trying to do that swing draw. It ain't gonna work. You want to build your basic form using that method and then practice the other. And another thing, out of your tree stand, a lot of people try to shoot their bow straight up and down, you know, and your bottom limb's going to get at everything. Turn a little bit more sideways and lay your bow over. And you can't bend, you can't bend at a 90 degrees like that. But you lean forward and crouch and come straight back. That elbow, the alignment has to continue to happen. If you shorten things up, that's one thing about the swing draw. You're coming up and you get alignment. Well, if you're in a crouch out of a tree stand or something, that alignment through your shoulders, from the bow hand to the elbow here, has to be in alignment. It has to happen. That elbow still has to come back. And even if you crouch your bow, you're turning your bow hand this way to clear your stand. Well, everything else has got to turn that way too, or you're torquing your string, right? You've got like this, you turn your bow hand, well, this has got to turn with it, or you're going to be torquing your string. So practice, everything turns, not just your bow turns, everything turns. These are hunting shots. It's time to really practice these hunting shots. Pretend you got to draw your bow slow or you're going to be seen. You're in the stand. The doe you're shooting may be looking that way, but there may be one over here. So you got to practice that slow draw and coming through. And I learned the hard way once that shooting out of my rhythm, I shoot terrible. Or I did. I practice it now. I shoot good that way. But I hadn't practiced that. I'd been in the backyard driving tacks, did the exact same thing. There were 3 does came to a persimmon. None of them were looking at me, but I drew slow because I knew the other ones may catch the movement because I was in line. You know, their heads were right there. And I drew slow and I missed a foot over the deer's back. So you have to practice because it was different to me. I hadn't practiced. So you want to practice this stuff. All right? I hope that clears some things up. I recommend the swing draw because I believe that's the best basic form to learn. Then after that, I shoot a modified swing draw because that's what works for me. I come up just that little bit simply because I'm not shooting 30-yard mule deer out west like those guys were, John Schultz, and I'm shooting deer at 10 yards or 12, and I can't risk that movement. So I hope this helps. You guys keep the good Lord first. And, life is good. It truly is good. Thank the good Lord for your blessings. Count your blessings and thank God for them. We're sitting here in a world of turmoil. We're sitting here founded on the rock and our souls at ease because we know what the end's going to be, right? Amen? So we're not worried about it. Modified swing draw. Work on it. Thank the good Lord. Count your blessings, and y'all keep the good Lord first. See you next time.